Burning Shores seems to be the name for a Horizon Forbidden West DLC, and I think we found the entrance. I also got a theory for a DLC mission and why this is likely in LA. Just some very interesting stuff to discuss, also a small update on another potential DLC area, just a ton to go over. Of course, if you like the Horizon content here on the channel, then leaving a like on the video would really help me out. And let's go. But first, it's time for a celebration because Raid Shadow Legends is 3 years old now. Use my QR code or the link in the video description to download Raid now for your phone or PC. I already got 50 hours in the RPG, and it's really awesome that over the last few years they keep adding new content like the Shadowkin faction. I think we can both agree that these look really cool, right? What I like about the game is that there are a ton of different things to do, like campaign missions, dungeon bosses, PvP against other players, and if you're up for it, you can try the 120 level Doom Tower with more new bosses to take out. And again, Raid is 3 years old, so that also means a lot of new content, including new champions, artifact sets, and more. So totally use the link in the video description or my QR code you see on screen to download the free game. And if you are a new player, they get $40 worth of rewards, including 3 free champions, 10 magic, 10 force, and 10 spirit XP brew. And because of the 3-year anniversary, all new and existing players can get a bunch of free birthday gifts worth over $25. Just type in 3 years Raid in the promo code section and you're good to go. So thanks to Raid for sponsoring the video, and now let's get back into it. So in our previous video, we already touched on a very curious looking location near Hollow Rock. Real quick, by the way, the Deadfall's Rebel Camp icon, which is next to it, first looked like a regular Rebel camp, but now after the most recent patch, it has this white Rebel skull icon that I don't think we've seen before. Also interesting is that when you remove all icons from the map and then only turn on the Rebel camp and outpost, you will not see it, while when I turn everything off again and then only select point of interest, then it does show up. I thought it was very curious. Thanks to Casey, by the way, for sharing this via the input@JorRaptor.com email. You can use as well if you found cool things in Horizon, or you can also put a comment under a recent video like Yasim did, who noted that if you fly from the Daunt to the potential DLC castle, you get a way better look at the area. So we tried it, and yes, you totally get a completely different angle of this rune that seemed to be used for a future combat encounter. We were also able to land on a mountain close by to get another different look at it. I will link to my previous video going more in depth on this location at the end of this one. In short, if you go to this location from the Hollow Rock angle, you will see a tree that we might be able to push over, some other hints at a potential way up to this castle. There's also a legit road with bracers next to it. Here you can't explore further, but you are greeted with a message that we also saw when exploring the road that would lead to the Frozen Wilds DLC in Zero Dawn before that content became available. So that's very curious, and that's why looking for these areas in Forbidden West is, by the way, interesting, because the map of Horizon Zero Dawn first looked like this, and then boom, they added the cut onto it, and you could of course walk here without any loading screens via the road that would first block your path, similar to what we see now. So there's another area in Forbidden West where you get a very similar message. It's over here on the map, and yes, you already see me outside of the map. Shoutouts to Dapper Spirit, Bahamut's Kingdom, Artemis, Monty G, and everyone else in the comments for sharing this. So maybe you already checked this out, even though there's no side mission or any other content that will ask you to go here. We find multiple ruins where you can also pick up Green Shine Cluster, but the moment you try to go beyond the dam, you'll get a turn back message with an invisible wall, so we cannot continue. But we do see a bridge, which looks very similar to the Mike O'Gallaghan Pat Tillman Memorial Bridge. Yes, let's put the two next to each other. You totally see the similarities, and when looking at the real world map, you also see that's very close to Las Vegas, which of course is the point where we are in the game, so this must be it. So let's get up our Sunwing and then face the invisible wall, and then summon our Sunwing again, because then we can skip this first wall and fly beyond the dam. There's also to the side, near the ruins, a mountain we can actually climb. There are even flowers you can pick up. And if you get to the top of the mountain, you want to glide down, face another invisible wall, summon your Sunwing again, and they can also get beyond this point. So now we can fly closer to the bridge and also turn around and see the Hoover Dam. This must be it, right? Also comparing it with a real world image, and of course the Hoover Dam is also very close to the Memorial Bridge. Now why would Gorilla go out of their way to properly reimagine these landmarks for in Forbidden West when we cannot properly see them? Like, you're currently blocked. You cannot see them without this Sunwing trick, so it has to be for future content. The water beyond the bridge is also totally work in progress, as you can see, and I'm getting the same Frozen Wilds message again, and also flying too close to the bridge or just trying to get down here will teleport me away or load my previous save. Now, if you've been here before, then you might remember the Tide Ripper that is just swimming around here, while there's no Tide Ripper site on the map. I think it's guarding the entrance. It really reminds me of the Scorcher that is waiting for you when you go to the Frozen Wilds. It's kind of a warning, hey, this area will be dangerous, which of course ended up being the case. And maybe this also means that once again, this DLC takes place during the Forbidden West story instead of after. And also interesting is that there was some sort of underwater entrance to get maybe inside the dam, but right now it was like too tight. I could not swim through. There were also climbable surfaces here, and this is gonna be interesting because remember what I told you also in that previous video. Like, I think this might be the entrance to the Burning Shores DLC, a location mentioned in a data point we find in Forbidden West by Gildan, who we of course meet in the Frozen Wilds DLC from Zero Dawn. He says southward it is to the Burning Shores. And yes, of course, southward would be via this path. And as you might remember, we helped Gildan in a dam. We removed water together. And going back to his data point, he says, all for the best, I suppose. As much as I would relish another dam-busting delve, I doubt she will miraculously reappear to save me again. But wouldn't it be cool if that did actually happen again, and that when trying to go to this new DLC area, we encounter Gildan at this dam, and we have to like kind of figure out the water situation to be able to reach the new area. And I still think Burning Shores, we might be going to LA, hopefully see a small part of Vanish Beach. And Forrest noted in the comments under my recent video that there was also in Horizon Zero Dawn a data point that tells us about when the Vero Swarm landed on the west coast. They lit the water off the coast using garbage and flammable substances, which could be why it's now called the Burning Shores. So I reached out to Random Side Quest, the Horizon Lore King, link to his channel of course in the video description. Totally check him out if you haven't already. He pointed me towards the log Corporal Acosta audio log you find in Grave Horde in Zero Dawn. Let's have a listen.
The swarm came in from the Pacific, and I don't know if it was the local Minutemen or the crazy 15th, but they'd set the garbage patch alight. Man, the sea was on fire. It bought us an hour or two of slaughtering them on the beaches before the swarm recalculated. We pulled them inland, back through the Kalmar sprawl. Dropped buildings on them, EMP'd the grid.
California is also mentioned a little later. This totally sounds like the Burning Shores, right? But your theories are of course more than welcome in the comments down below. Also, if you find other interesting things, I will leave a link to the audio log video from Kirsty's Focus in the video description, so you can listen to it in full if you want. And when we know more about potential DLC for Horizon Forbidden West, I will of course be the first to tell you here, so totally subscribe if you haven't already. A like on the video would really help me out. And of course, at the end of every Horizon video, we want to look at the awesome pictures you can send us via the HorizonRaptor hashtag on Twitter, or by going to the dedicated pictures channel in our Discord. And you can of course join the Discord via the link in the pinned comment. I'm joined by Joyce, photo mode expert. You selected 3 pictures from the community, so let's go over them.
Yes, hello. Let's start with KMac8 over on Twitter, who found an ancient Route 66, or actually it says Burger 66 sign, looking at the text above the numbers. A very touristic approach for this shot. Up next is Lucia, also over on Twitter, who caught a Tomek, or actually it looks like she created a perfect illusion with Aloy holding one while it's in the back. I love the creativity of this one. And my favorite of the three is from Turin over on Discord, who went all Michael Bay and perfectly timed this shot during an explosion while Aloy is trying to jump away, creating this shadow effect. Looks like a machine caught in a trap, looking at the blue lights through the lit up smoke. Do you recognize that one? I don't.
No, but it's a very cool shot. Love the shadow. So of course, if you got cool pictures, send them our way. Maybe you'll be in the next video. For now, check out our previous video on other DLC areas and stuff like that. When we got official news, we'll be the first to tell you here. Thanks, Joyce, and speak to you soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye.